Welcome back to Artscape, and I am here with Sophia Street member Karen Welpley. Karen, thanks for joining us today. So tell me what it's like being here among other artists, Trista and Christy.
It's fantastic. I couldn't have a better place to work.
Yeah, and you actually paint here, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
You also paint at home too?
Not really anymore. I did, but fantastic lighting, overhead lighting, and atmosphere is wonderful.
Now, how do you enjoy painting? Like, if people come and watch you, do you mind, like, if people come here and no, that's good. You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Not nervous about that. So you say you do have a home studio as well?
I do. Yes. Mm-hmm.
How often are you here during the week?
I try to be here every weekday, but I get here around noon and stay.
So you're here every weekday?
Mostly.
Weekends too?
No.
Okay.
Trista's here.
Let's talk about your work a little bit. Now, you paint a lot of people. You also do some landscapes, things like that. How do you choose what you paint?
People, if it's just something I want to use someone for a model, then try to picture, I don't know, what genre painting, you know, some kind of costuming or something. Otherwise, it's commission work. And landscaping, sometimes, well, you're a painter.
Yeah.
You go out and you just see the light hit something, or, you know, like downtown, the skyline downtown.
So you think you sort of go out, look for things that just strike you? A lot of landscapes, a lot of the river. You paint the river quite a bit.
I have.
Yeah.
And birds, and chickens, and seagulls. Mm-hmm.
So when you paint people, it's primarily commission work. You like,
Pretty much.
and that's important. You do a lot of commission portraits, things like that.
Yes.
Yeah. One thing I've always thought was sort of challenging about commission work is you have a boss. You know, you have somebody you have to please regardless of how well you like it or how, you know, ultimately they have to give you the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
Right. Well, and it may be more than one boss.
Yeah, exactly, right.
The sitter, the who's paying, there may be more okays you have to get, which is, it's fun. I mean, that's part of the challenge of it, but it is a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, now a little bit we'll look at one of the portraits you've done of Trista, which is hanging here. It's a really nice portrait, but why don't you tell us a little bit about, like, the girl all the way over at the end there on the right?
That's my daughter.
Oh, okay.
And she modeled for me for the painting, so it was not commissioned, but the sun was setting, and it just, I just wanted to do her profile, so she was at the beach.
Now, this is where you work. This is probably where you did quite a few of these paintings.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think it's sort of interesting, probably for a lot of people, and I do this myself, is to see above here you have the photographs that you use, and then below here is the painting that started. Sort of describe a little bit of the process that you go through to make one of your paintings.
Well, photos, you can kind of you just need a resource, a reference. I don't necessarily, I'm not going to paint this exactly the way it looks. And then I block it in with the brown, the burnt sienna, and just start building it up. I do a lot of glazing towards the end.
Yeah, you know, describe, because a lot of people don't understand what that is. What is glazing?
As I start building up the layers, thinning out the paints with oils, and with the oils, the paints become more transparent or translucent, and the light plays through it, and it makes a really nice effect. So
what you'll do is you maybe sort of water down with thinner or medium oils, right? Just do sort of a wash of a color over top of the entire painting.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
This is just thinned with well, I use turpenoid, but you know,
right. And that's not the glaze. That's just sort of the ground that you would build upon.
Yeah, the sketch.
Okay. But you do a lot of glazing. Most of the paintings you've done here has glazing in it.
Some of them, unless I try to keep them looser, which I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, get a little looser with the paint, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a big struggle for all of us is to try to loosen up and make it look loose when, you know.
Make it look like you just did it in a half. Difference between darks and lights and color changes.
Right, there's good contrast.
Contrast,
right,
the word, yep.
Now, do you expect this to be a really, really colorful painting? Or like, what do you see in that photograph that's jumping out at you that maybe somebody who's not an artist doesn't see?
The way the light hits the bridge, which is the subject of the painting, I would like to accentuate that. But also the way it's so misty, the way, you know, there's all that moisture over the river, showing that will take a lot of glaze.
Okay. All right, let's go back a little bit. How did you get started? How did you become an artist?
Always. I'll tell you, when I was a child, my mother had a group of us in the neighborhood painting. down on the ping pong table in the basement with oils. And she had a friend that came over and taught us, and I think that was really brave of her.
How old were you when this?
8.
That's pretty early for oils, because oils can be pretty messy.
Yes. So that's why I say, I mean, I'm a mother, and I never provided my children with that opportunity. I mean, they were with me, but it was the whole neighborhood would come over.
You think she was doing that just to keep you guys occupied, this layout?
No, I think she just wanted us to paint and do that. You'd have to.
So I think that's a reoccurring theme among most artists, is that there was some sort of support system early on where families encouraged the kids to do it, made it seem like it was okay to do it. I think you find that almost all the time with artists.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah. So you were a kid. They provided the arts for you. Then what? Then how did you get from there to here?
Just kind of I've done illustration work. I went to college for fashion design and never used that. You really have to live in a city. Got married, had children, and started doing this again because I needed something for me. Now my last child is leaving the nest, and I am so glad I have this.
Yeah. Go back. You did illustrations for what?
When I was in high school, I illustrated rug patterns for a catalog up in Maine, and I've done illustrations for a realtor of condominium units, just different things.
Right. So then you take a break, you have 3 kids?
Yes.
3 kids, and then now that they're getting out of the house, you're going to get back into it. So, but all along that time period when you're raising your children, you were still painting a little bit here and there, right? But now you're expecting to dive right in.
Now, yes, I have this.
Yeah. Well, I got to.
Really supportive.
Yeah, I'm sure Keith is very happy. I got to imagine this is perfect timing then, having Sophia Street Studios here, because now that you're going to have the time to invest, you can be here more and probably produce quite a bit more work.
Well, being at home, I just found it was very quiet, and so this is great to have a place to come and work.
Do you see your work changing at all, or are there things you want to tackle now that you have the time and the space to do it?
Just loosening up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still love to paint the coast and birds and people, so I don't know how that will change.
Okay. Besides here, where else can somebody see your work at?
Presently, I have some paintings over at Salon 730 on Kenmore Avenue, and that's kind of indefinite. But that's what I have right now.
And they can find you here. What were the hours here again?
We are open. Well, we try to be open about 10 to 5. Sometimes it's hit or miss.
Okay. Hey, we're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to meet the last member of Sophia Street Studios. It's Christy Zerl. We'll be right back with Artscape.